shooting, scoring! And what a snipe!
Oh, he smoked them like a Christmas ham, as we say.
Back cross ice, what a save by Laurel! History has repeated itself! Greater Sudbury has won back-to-back NOJHL championships!
Welcome back into our league studio, everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky, and this is NOJHL Game Day. On tap for today are some big matchups, and I'm here to get you all set up before the puck drops. So let's get to it. Game Day is brought to you by BrokerLink, auto, home, and business insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. Your insurance shouldn't be.
Now it's Pereira, back to the point, to Gray. Gray, head fake, gets the shot to Pereira, he scores! Jax Pereira on the doorstep, and the Voodoos are in flight on Pereira's 17th of the season.
Powassan took the early lead last night in the big showdown for second place with Hearst. And the Voodoos were fired up for this one. Midway through the frame, Pereira nabs his second of the contest to make it a 2-goal advantage. And then in the second, Marcus Kratz goes to work.
Carries the puck out. Marcus Kratz cutting to the middle of the ice. Kratz doing it all alone. Kratz walks in, he scores! Marcus Kratz, end to end, do you believe it? As the man I've dubbed Zabumafu gets the Voodoos up 3-0 on his 13th of the season.
You will see that again in the plays of the week. The Jacks weren't going away quietly, though. Matthew Comeau, the league's scoring leader, somehow finding daylight to make it 3-1. And then 4 minutes later, still with the man advantage, Comeau hits partner in crime, Chase Thompson, and he makes it a 3-2 contest. But then
Dawson on the near side, half wall, plays it back to Bagley. Bagley takes another shot, he scores! Braden Bagley from the point! And he makes it 4-2 as Bagley gets his 9th of the season.
Hearst would make it 4-3, but then it was back to super rookie Jax Pereira.
Plays it back for Saginaw, 20 seconds to work with. Back to the point for Roussel to Kratz. Kratz, backhand chance, they score! Jax Pereira, it's a hat trick! As Pereira will get his 19th of the season on a tip. It's now a 5-3 game.
Powassan coming through in the clutch with the win. They take over second place from Hearst, and they weren't the only team to go ahead of the Jacks in the standings because Timmins was hosting the Gold Miners, and they were in full control the whole way.
Cross here for streaking Thomas Beard. Beard scores! Thomas Beard snaps that off the post and in to give the Rock the early 1-0 lead.
Evan Caddick would make it 2-zip Rock, and then late in the first, Caddick would nab his second of the contest right there to make it a 3-goal bulge. And then
By Mason, and now Power finds Bariana. Bariana cross, Mason scores! Beautiful goal there as Bariana put it right on a platter for Nolan Mason.
in the second, get those hats ready. Evan Caddick is back at it.
Caddick works his way in. Caddick scores! Evan Caddick picks up the hat trick and send the hats flying. It's been a while. Back across out front, that's knocked away there by Kevion. Mariana back for Mason. Mason in tight, Armitage scores. Beautiful little finish there for Ryan Armitage.
Armitage with the beauty. And then it was Caden MacArthur reaching a milestone, and what a goal to do it on. He shreds the D-man. That is his 200th career point. Congratulations, Caden. The Rock dropped the Gold Miners 8-0. Last night also marked the return of Frederick Cousineau in goal for Timmins. For the first time since January 4th, he got this shutout. French River was hosting Iroquois Falls. The Rapids trying to snap their 30-game losing streak. The Storm drawing first blood, though. Mathieu Willette with the Forsberg special. What a move to make it 1-0 for the visitors. The Rapids got one back, but then in the second, Simon Lemieux making like Mario in this play with the sweet snipe upstairs to put the Storm back on top. The Rapids were right in this one, though. Ty Berube bangs home the rebound up front to tie it up. And then in the third period, more from the Rapids.
Battling right through the blue ice. Couldn't get a shot off, though. Here comes Wilson. Quick shot. He scores! Big goal. Jack Wilson Lead for the Rapids, 3-2.
Oh man, they could feel it, but Ouellette would tie it up for the Storm 5 minutes later, which meant this one needed overtime.
Logan with the puck now. Goes wide, finds his man at the point. Dianov, cross ice, Villeneuve, and he scores. That's the end of the game there. The ex-Rapid comes home to bite his old team right in the butt.
Heartbreaking stuff for the Rapids. They were so close to snapping their 30-game skid, but the Storm prevailed in the end, 4-3. Great game. Okay, Sudbury and Espanola, not quite sure what happened to the Paper Kings in this one. It was a bloodbath. Sudbury had a huge first period. Matteo Signoretti, one time in the offering to make it 1-0. 29 seconds later, Mason Walker, the wrong guy to cough it up to and close. He snipes his 31st of the season to make it 2-0. 2.5 minutes later, Ty Dubroy accepts the Lucas Antonioni pass. Cubbies sitting pretty, up 3-0. 30 seconds after that, Jonathan Varela with the seeing-eye point shot that puts the Cubs up 4-0. This was all still in the first period. Sudbury cruises to the 12-1 win. Let's look at the standings. Powassan takes over second place. They hold the tiebreaker advantage over Hearst in the standings due to their head-to-head record this season. Timmins also surpassing the Jacks. They are now in third spot with 72 points. Then it's Hearst, then the Thunderbirds, Espanola, the Sioux Eagles, and Kirkland Lake in 8th spot to round out your playoff qualified teams. Game previews for tonight, and there are big ones brought to you, of course, by Rogers. Great deals happening now, Rogers shop today. And let's start with Timmins and Espanola. The Paper Kings, 2-1 against the Rock so far this season. This is a big game for Timmins. They have got to win this if they still want to try and get the second seed. They are just a point behind Powassan. 4-3-0-3 over their last 10 are the Rock. Those Voodoos taking on Iroquois Falls, and the Voodoos are 2-0 against the Storm so far this season. The Voodoos 8 over their last 10, 1 point up on the Rock, 2 points up on the Lumberjacks for the second spot. It's pretty simple for the Voodoos. If they win this game, they will clinch themselves the second seed for the playoffs. And Hearst taking on French River. The Jacks 3-0 against the Rapids so far this season. The Jacks have 2 games left, including this one, but they need some help from Powassan. They need Powassan to lose, and the Jacks need to win out over the last 2 games in order to get the second seed. So they've got to get that win tonight. And it's a cross-border battle between the Thunderbirds and the Eagles, and the Canadian boys have had the advantage so far this season, 5-2 against the Eagles so far. The T-Birds 7-2-1 over their last 10, while the Eagles are 4-6 over that time. Updated CJHL rankings to let you know about your top 5 remains unchanged, with Rockland leading the way. Greater Sudbury sitting in 7th spot. The Lumberjacks are at 17, and the Voodoos in the top 20 now as an honorable mention. Primetime player from last night. What a rookie season Jax Pereira is having for the Voodoos, and of course he is a future member of the North Bay Battalion. Last night scored the hat trick to help lead the Voodoos to the all-important win over the Lumberjacks. And your play of the day brought to you, of course, by our friends at BrokerLink. Auto, home, and business insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. Your insurance shouldn't be. We're giving it to Marcus Kratz. We had to, as he goes end-to-end for the beauty.
Carries the puck out. Marcus Kratz cutting to the middle of the ice. Kratz doing it all alone. Kratz walks in, he scores! Marcus Kratz, end-to-end, do you believe it? As the man I've dubbed Zavumafu gets the Voodoos up 3-0 on his 13th of the season.
And that's all the time we've got for today. But just remember that all throughout the NOJHL season, you can stay up to date with everything that's going on with the league by checking out its official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
And we welcome you inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the finale of the 2025-26 NOJHL season for the Powassan Voodoos and the Iroquois Falls Storm. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Ben Long. Also of note, we'll be having a pregame ceremony as the team celebrates us billet families on Billet Appreciation Night, so we'll be going down to ice level for that. The Voodoos and Iroquois Falls Storm clash in this final game of the regular season for both teams. The Storm were eliminated last weekend as the Gold Miners upset the Timmins Rock, and the Storm are coming off an overtime win last night against French River. The Voodoos, meanwhile, it's win tonight, and they clinch second place overall in the NOJHL and book a ticket to face the only team south of the border, the Sioux Eagles, in the opening round of the playoffs starting next weekend. That is also, I believe, the first time the two teams will meet in the playoffs, as they used to be a Western team, and now we don't have the Eastern and Western division in this league. Ben, it should be a good one here regardless of the one team having nothing at stake and the other team still looking to clinch second place.
Even when the team has nothing at stake, players have their pride at stake. They have eyes watching. They always want to put their best foot forward. So I don't think we're going to see a team come out that's showing like they got nothing at stake, nothing to lose here. They want to win a game, and whether you're in the playoffs or not, 2 points is still 2 points. And there's something inside, I think, all competitive people that, regardless of eventual outcomes, you're going to do everything you can to win now.
The Voodoos are also riding a 5-game winning streak, and they're so far 4-0 in March. And of note, Ryan Saginaw is sitting at 73 points and is the highest Voodoo point getter since the 2019-20 season. He's actually tied with Matthew McMillan from a couple of years ago, when Parker Bowman had 88 points in the 19-20 season, and Gregory Trudeau-Paquette had 84. McMillan had 73 in the 23-24 season. So, those two players represent the highest point getters in the Peter Goulet era of Voodoos hockey, so we could see some history here tonight.
We could. Amongst that, we also have some high-ranking rookies in terms of stats of players. I think Brugden Hill has some pretty good numbers for a rookie goaltender as well, and we're seeing him getting the last game of the season here.
Yeah, he was up with the North Bay Battalion for a while. Of note, also, Dylan Roussel is a goal away from Spencer Horgan for tying the goals by a defenseman this year as well. And so Horgan doesn't play another game this year. Sudbury's already played all 52.
So, yeah, we could see him pull ahead there. I mean, this is a really great Powassan team. I remember at the start of the season being like, okay, so the forwards look pretty good. The the out players look pretty good. The goaltending was a bit of a question mark. That goaltending has certainly answered that question with statement after statement.
I would say the defense and the goaltending have become real strengths of this team. You talk about the rookies with 3 points each last night. Pereira and Roussel are tied for second in NOJHL rookie scoring with 46 points each. Behind North Bay's Owen Smith of Espanola with 56. Bagley is sixth in rookie scoring, and Kupal is ninth. Of note, Pereira, though, did miss two months of the season as he was playing with the North Bay Battalion. So I think if he would have stayed, he'd probably be leading all rookies.
I think he for sure would be hands down the leading rookie had he been here all season, which, I mean, I don't expect we'll see him in a Voodoos jersey again next year.
No, I don't. I think there's a couple of hot-shot rookies on this team that we won't see playing in Voodoos colors next year. So enjoy them while you can, Powassan.
They'll be in Voodoos colors just 20 minutes down the road.
Exactly. A handful of players are also facing their former teams, including Ben Kupal and Bruce Gray, who were members of the Storm earlier this year. Then Kupal came over in a three-way trade that involved Caden Cowell going to Kirkland Lake. And Bruce Gray came over with a bit of a pit stop in Espanola for 2 games before he came to Powassan. And Ryan McCoy, he was a Storm defenseman, started his junior career here last fall with the Voodoos. So a couple of former players facing off. Also of note, Heath Bradley started the season. He was optimistic about finishing the year averaging half a point a game. He told me that himself too. He's blown that completely out of the window with his second half offensive surge. In his last 4 games, Bradley has 5 goals and 2 assists and is now averaging almost a point a game with 36 points in 40 games. He scored 2 of those goals too in the last half of that first period against Sudbury a week and a bit ago.
And he did miss a good chunk in the late fall, early winter as well with an injury. So
yeah, he's only played 40 games before tonight.
So I think, coming into this year, I was expecting big things out of him. I think he's certainly lived up to what I was expecting.
I think a lot of the players have certainly done so. I mean, Saginaw, 73 points. Dawson sitting at 60. Both are well above their personal bests from previous years. Saginaw only played 20 games last year.
Yeah.
Marcus Kratz, over a point a game as a defenseman. Roussel's almost there. Pereira's put up 46 in 30 games. Bagley has 44 and 49. Anthony Boyce has 40 and 50, so.
Yeah, we have some A lot of players took really big steps from last year, and I think a lot of those players are back again even. So I think next year we might be in for another treat of a season.
Apologies, dealing with apparently early season allergies here, so we're fighting through it to bring the game here as we get ready for our opening pregame ceremony here at the Sportsplex. But yeah, a lot of those guys, I mean, are still eligible for next year. We got Bradley, we got really you're losing Rousseau out of that Trappers duo. We saw the graduating players in Derek Champagne, Marcus Kratz, Ben Gisoni, who's committed to a D3 school recently as well. So, you know, there's a few players leaving the Voodoos just based on age, but there's a lot that could come back.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, with the program, especially the way they've looked this winter season coming out of the spring, they maybe had a weaker start than some of them wanted, but the way the teams really come together, I have a hard time believing that people will choose to not come back if they have the option and they don't have a bigger, better, like playing in the OHL option.
You got to think about the players that had the option not to come back after a disastrous season last year and that did come back. I mean, I'm talking about like a guy like Ryan Saginaw, you know, who's from the States, could have said, you know what, to heck with this, I'm not going back to Powassan next year, but he chose to. Anyways, we're about to get started here with our openings, or with our pregame ceremony, so we'll take you to ice level.
The Voodoos would like to recognize the time and commitment put in by our local Voodoos hockey moms and out-of-town moms, along with the dedicated billet moms that take care of our players that come to watch the World Game from all different corners of the world. Many times these billet families forge a long-lasting relationship with the players that lasts long after they have left the Voodoos. Please join us in welcoming our hockey billet and hockey moms. Tonight we will call upon our players to present a small token of our appreciation to their hockey and billet moms. Number 2, Bruce Gray. Billet mom Carrie James and mom Maureen Gray. Number 3, Ben Gisoni, billet mom Nicole Turner, and mom Jennifer Gisoni. Number 5, Anthony Boys, mom Vanessa Boys. Number 6, Jackson Marnell and billet mom Marta Bernard. Number 7, Devon Brown, billet mom Melissa Forsyth, and mom Evelyn Brown. Number 8, Justin Rousseau and mom Natalie Rousseau. Number 9, Jesse Lefebvre and mom Nicole Major Lefebvre. Number 10, Caleb Dawson and mom Leanne Dawson. Number 11, Raphael Landry, billet mom Martha Bernard, and mom Virginie Desailly. Number 12, Jax Pereira and mom Jen Elliott. Number 14, Tyler Burnett and mom Shannon Fike. Number 17, Owen Head, and mom Tanya Stevens taking the place for Crystal Stevens. Number 18, Parker Bond Sr. with billet mom Lisa Carmody. Number 19, Ryan Saginaw with billet mom Leanne Dawson and mom Sharon Saginaw. Number 20, Braden Begley with billet mom Tara Towns and mom Julie Begley. Number 21, Heath Bradley with mom Jennifer Bradley. Number 22, Carter Zimmer with billet mom Jessica Ferran. Number 24, Pavel Barkley with billet mom Martha Bernard. Number 25, Benjamin Coupal with billet mom Ruth Legacy and mom Jimmy Coupal. Number 26, Marcus Kratz with billet mom Joanne Shepard and mom Natalie Lacey. Number 27, Dylan Roussel. Joanne, you might as well stay there. Joanne Shepard, billet mom, and mom Carrie Roussel. Number 28, Jackson Cullen, along with his mom, Lisa Cullen. Number 1, Cole Rubin Hill, with his billet mom, Lauren Maltby. Number 31, Derek Champagne, with Billy Mom, Lisa Carmoni, and Mom Tracy Armstrong. And number 33, Matthew Lyon, with Billy Mom, Marta Bernard, and Mom Renee Lyon. The Powassan Voodoos organization would like to thank all moms and all billet moms for their help in making this year another successful season for the Powassan Voodoos. We ask you to remove your hats and stand if able, and join Paul Pruno for the presentation of the Canadian National Anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Quand on brosse et porter la paix, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des millions d'exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard.
And after a ceremony celebrating mothers and billet mothers, we're about set for puck drop here once they clean off the ice at the Sportsplex. Once again, I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Ben Long. And it's not the only game going on here tonight. Earlier, already underway, the Hearst Lumberjacks are up 2-0 halfway through the first period of that game against the French River Rapids. Again, if the Voodoos win tonight, they clinch second, as Hearst can tie them in points, but the Voodoos have the tiebreaker with the season series. The Timmins Rock are in Espanola right now. There's no score with 6 minutes gone in the first period in that one. And just starting right now is the Battle of the Sioux Eagles and the Sioux Thunderbirds get underway. Tomorrow we see the last two games of the season. It's Blind River and Sioux Thunderbirds at 2 in Sioux, Ontario. And we also see the Lumberjacks closing out their season against the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners before the Gold Miners have a date with the Greater Sudbury Cubs in the only playoff series that has been decided at this point. We're at the last 2 days of the regular season, and there's only one playoff series that has been decided, Ben.
That's a sign there's a good tight race going on, and not really, as we discussed earlier, the top 4 teams could fall in a number of ways at this point still. So to have this still being decided this late in the season is really a remarkable thing.
It is. I mean, as much as the Greater Sudbury Cubs have quote-unquote run away with it by having a almost 9-point cushion, all the teams have been incredibly tight. I mean, the Voodoos, the season series against Sudbury is pretty tight. They won as many games as they lost against the Cubs this year. Whereas, between Hearst, Timmins, and Powassan, there's a 3-way logjam right there. With the Voodoos holding the edge right now, all they have to do is defeat the Iroquois Falls Storm, and home ice is already guaranteed in the first round, but then you get the second seed and take on the Sioux Eagles. If you fall to third, you take on the Espanola Paper Kings, and if you fall to fourth, it's a date with the Sioux Thunderbirds. So 66% chance you're going to the Sioux in some way as we're underway here. Puck thrown cross ice. The Storm in their road black jerseys are going left to right to start this one. The Voodoos in their home white jerseys are going right to left. Roussel with a shot from a bit of a short angle, and we'll get a cover here. Nathan Boudreau with the cover on that one. It's his 13th game of the season. He's 4-5 with a 3.63 goals against average and a 9.16 save percentage coming into this one, Ben.
That's some pretty good stats he has going for him so far. I'm sure the Powassan Voodoos would like to open that up the other way a little bit, though.
Yeah, put a bit of a dent in it if they can. On the other side, we see Cole Vroogdenhill, fresh off his return from the North Bay Battalion. He did start all 3 games on the Western road trip a couple of weekends ago before having to go back up to the battalion. As Zimmer gets a shot from distance, and that one's kicked away. Vroogdenhill is 12-6 on the year with a 287 goals against average and a 918 save percentage. Not bad for somebody who was 15 when the season started.
Not bad at all.
Burnett on the doorstep, got a shot away, saved by the goaltender. Now spinning Zimmer, can't quite get that one on net. It was wide open, Barclay with a chance, and that one goes wide. Now Brown with a shot from distance as the Voodoos just absolutely peppering Boudreau, coming oh so close to getting their first goal of the game here. Puck now at the Storm blue line is kept in by Burnett. Burnett couldn't hold it for long though, as Zimmer will throw it back in cross ice, and the Voodoos will go off for a change. Now it's the Storm with the puck in their own end up the ice. I was dying off, knocking that one in. Now it's Pereira. Pereira leaves it behind for Gray. Gray, who skated in his 150th NOJHL game last night, got it up for Dawson, who knocked it in. Now the Storm nearly lost it to Saginaw, and now the puck comes out into the neutral zone. Jasoni's just going to try and backhand it in. It's blocked by Iroquois Falls. Jasoni chasing after it into the corner. In his own zone. Got it up for Dawson. That one bounced by. Fox kicked across ice. Chestnut sends it in. Now Vroogdenhill was out to play it. Almost caught in a bad position, but the puck is now into the corner. Fox keeping it in. Throws it back in. Jasoni will get a piece of it and get it out. Jasoni at the red line will just dump it. And Chestnut will go to collect it at his own net. Game slowing down here now after the first few minutes where the Voodoos were relentless. Roussel flips the puck behind him. It doesn't go very far though, and it's picked up by the Storm. Now the Storm threatening here. Out from behind the net, and the point passer is no one there. That was St. Pierre who sent it back to the point. Now the puck right back down the other way. That was actually Kardanovic. Landry walks around, walks the line. Landry backhands it to the near side. It's picked up by the Storm. And down they go. It's Jamison who sends it in. Kratz scored a highlight reel goal there last night, going end-to-end. Flips the puck to the far side for Lefebvre. Lefebvre, near side for Kratz. Kratz up for Lefebvre. That pass didn't connect, and it's picked up by Iroquois Falls again. And just dumping it right back in. Vroogdenhill out to play the puck. Leaves it for Kratz to collect. Now Kratz out from behind his net. Up for Roussel. Roussel with a move to get around his man. Now he's going for a skate. Roussel walks in, takes a shot. That one he fanned on, didn't get all of it. And Boudreau made the save. Dylan Roussel, who's been dangerous all year long, definitely in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, I would have to say. Good chance on the far side now for Iroquois Falls. That's Beddick. Back to the point for Fox. That one goes wide. Now Beddick on the far side again. Has the puck knocked away from him by Kupal. Near side. Roussel bagged at the end of a long shift. Tried to get to the puck, and now they do. It's Bradley who gets it down the ice. Kupal off to the races against his former team. Kupal back to the point, is picked up by Bradley, but he couldn't get the puck to settle down. Now Beddick will just flip it down the ice, and Bagley will go and get it. Braden Bagley from his own zone stops up. Now he goes for a bit of a skate. Bagley with speed. Bagley trying to do what Kratz did, but he lost the handle on it, and Boudreau is going to cover up. And now we get a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. If you're Powassan right now, the name of the game is, yes, win the game, but come out of it healthy.
Yeah, you most certainly do not want to have injuries or suspensions carrying over into the playoffs. But if you can get that second seed locked up and guaranteed, that's a handy thing to have.
Nice little bit of sportsmanship there. Bagley came around behind the net. Him and Boudreau gave a little bit of a high five to each other, making sure there was no ill intent on that. He was just crashing the net after he lost the puck. Now off the draw, it's Barclay. Throws across ice. Boudreau is going to cover it up. And we'll get another stoppage here. Shots on goal so far. Not by anyone professionally, because it's me doing the shot, so I'm guesstimating it's 6-0.
It is approximately 6 shots to none.
Yes. I can tell you there's been none on the Voodoos net, that's for sure. In the Storm zone, it's down now for Jasoni. Jasoni got it to the neutral zone, and it's picked up now by Barclay. Barclay can't get it in deep. Now he does. And it's picked up again by Iroquois Falls in their own zone. Looking to go down the ice, they do, but they lose it to Jasoni. Gray. Down the ice again, it's Burnett. Burnett. Now for Barclay. Barclay skating in on the near side. Stops up, plays it back to Jasoni. Jasoni will flip it in, that's off Barclay. And bounces to the middle of the ice. Now it bounces back and out. Ouellette with the puck. Ouellette will dump it in. Chasing after that is St. Pierre. Vroogdenhill taking a chance, comes way out of his net. Wide open net now. And that's blocked on its way towards the net. Another chance. Vroogdenhill, we've seen a couple of times go out of his net now, and it's been a little, I don't know.
A little dicey at best.
A little dicey. Puck comes out. The Voodoos send it down. McCoy, as it's going to hit an edge. That'll go for icing against Powassan. Ryan McCoy, the former Voodoo, chasing that one down. He actually scored the first goal of the season for the Voodoos last year.
He did. And as you mentioned, Roussell's certainly in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, I'd have to imagine, but he's not the only Voodoo. I would have to imagine Jax Pereira's on that list, as well as Cole Vroogdenhill. Are, I think, easily in that conversation.
Absolutely. The Voodoos at one point, well, actually right now, currently, have had the last 3 Rookie of the Months. They've had Roussel in December, Pereira in January, Vroogdenhill in February. Keep in mind, Vroogdenhill only played 3 games in February.
Oh, wow.
He still came away with Rookie of the Month. Ben Jasoni chasing after the puck. He gets picked up, though, in the Voodoo zone by Bryson Villeneuve, the former French River Rapid. Now it's back into the neutral zone. Jennings will play it cross ice. Sending that one in. And glove down, Vroogdenhill. And we'll get that one covered up. Also last month, Roussel didn't win Rookie of the Month. He won Defenseman of the Month.
Yeah, he's put a few feathers in his cap this season.
Just a couple.
Yeah. Well earned, I would say.
Absolutely. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better young defenseman in this league.
Yeah, that would be a tough challenge.
Marcus Kratz with the puck off the draw. Speaking of Roussel, there he goes. Had the puck knocked away from him, though.
And the puck plays into Vroogdenhill's glove hand corner.
Apologies. Dawson on the near side. Battling with Pereira in there as well, but there's a couple of Storm as well. Now it finally comes out. It's Kratz. Kratz will send it to the near side. Chestnut tries to get it past Pereira. They don't, and now it's back in for Chestnut to play. Chestnut going for a skate. He tried to get by Dawson, but he still picks up the loose puck. Chestnut cutting to the middle, takes a shot. That took a weird bounce. Vroogdenhill on the doorstep, and they threw that one wide. Dawson now will just dump the puck down the ice. And a bit of a scary play there. And Iroquois Falls looking for the icebreaker on that one. They got the icebreaker last night, ultimately winning in overtime. Jameson from distance puts that one well over the net. Now we're playing the puck up the ice by Lefebvre to Brown. Brown goes cross ice looking for Bagley. Bagley will just dump it in. And now Landry on the near side. Landry. Dipsy doodling in the corner. And we see Bagley blow a tire on the far side of the ice. It's picked up now by Iroquois Falls in their own zone. Beddick can't get it quite cleanly out of the zone. His boys is right on him. Now we have another battle along the boards. Playing it back down the ice. The Storm try to get a stretch pass going. Boys will negate that. He kicks it onto the far side. Now Lefebvre up for Boys. Boys will just flip that one in and go off for a change. Picked up on the far side by the Storm. That's Logan. Brought it down the ice to Beddick. Beddick will send it cross ice. Chasing after that one. And the Storm can't quite hold possession, though. Levine couldn't hold on to it. Now it's all the way back into the Voodoo zone for Bagley. Bagley behind the net. Try to get it up for Bradley. Bradley does get a piece of it. Now it's up for Head. Head on the near side. Head, sharp angle chance. That one's off the side of the net. Now the puck all the way back to the blue line for Gray. Gray will dump it in. And that's Owen Logan who had the puck on the far side. Now it's picked up on the near side. Playing it around. They can't quite get it going. That's Trethewey. Losing the handle on that one. Right back down the other way, Beddick. Beddick. Up the ice now for the Voodoos. It's Head. Head to the near side for Gray. Gray walking in. Gray with a shot from distance. And that was stopped by Boudreau. And we'll get another stoppage here. 11 minutes left on the clock.
11:01 to be exactly precise, with 7-2 shots in favor of the Powassan Voodoos. The score is still currently 0-0, but as you said, there were some weird bounces with the puck that Brugdenhill did good to keep it in front of him, then it got off to the side, and fortunately for the Voodoos, the Storm missed an open net.
Kratz with the puck in the neutral zone, flips it down the ice for Barkley. Barkley walking in, wires a shot, and that one's blocked down by Boudreau. Now going the other way is the Storm. Walking in, that'll go for offside, and the puck was blocked before it could even get in. That was Dianov trying to get a shot away. And now the face-off will come out of the Voodoo zone.
And we've had a lot of pretty quick line changes, and the lines are staying pretty intact. Instead of seeing one guy go at a time, we've been seeing wholesale line changes and no changes on that face-off.
Roussel with the puck off the draw, sends it down the ice, picked off by Dianov. Dianov walking in, walks to the middle of the ice, but a good stick by Kratz. Stopped that one, he poked it forward, and now it's picked back up by the Storm. Dumping that one in, Ouellette will give chase. Roussel gets to it first. Roussel has Ouellette, got it up for Burnett though. Burnett for Barkley. Barkley cutting to the middle of the ice. He'll cut right through the middle, takes a shot. And Boudreau with another save, his 9th already. And we're not quite yet 10 minutes into this game.
And that one almost had him handcuffed a little bit there. There's a little bit of an odd thing that happens between your body and your blocker arm. That when the puck gets in there, you don't have an easy way to control it other than hope it stays in, and Boudreau came through with that one and was able to squeeze his arm together and hold the puck to the faceoff.
Pereira lost the draw. Well, he had won it back, but now it's picked up by the Storm. Down the ice they go into the Voodoo zone. Brown pick it up, but he lost it. Now it's out front. Dawson was there to pick it up. Flipping it down the ice, and Saginaw can't get loose. Second time we've seen Bagley blow a tire now. Walking the other way, good shot, good save made by Brugdenhill. And he had to jump across to try and get the rebound. But it bounced away. Now Brugdenhill sends it into the corner. Jasoni chasing after that, got it to Pereira. Pereira couldn't get it very far. Now Saginaw gets it up for Dawson. Dawson throws it to the far side. And it's picked back up by Du Bois. Flip to the far side, Pereira in the corner. Pereira throws it blindly up the ice, and it misses everyone and goes all the way down to Storm territory for them to regroup. Dubois down the ice, got it to Jennings. Jennings sent it to the middle of the ice, and Gray picks it up. Now it's Jasoni. Jasoni stops up behind his net, will let his guys get a change going instead of a play. Jasoni being urged on to skate. He just rims it around when he gets to the blue line. Landry on the far side picks it up. Landry battling with a couple of black jerseys over there. Now he takes his man down, but the puck's still loose. Lefebvre in there as well. Puck bouncing all over the place. Boys, back to the blue line for Gray. Gray will throw that one in. Somehow it got all the way through to Boudreau, and he kicked that one aside. Now we'll get an offside call, or a penalty rather. I missed who it's for. I believe it's Iroquois Falls.
I certainly didn't see what the penalty was for.
Excuse me, it's going to be Landry going.
There was a missed, pretty clear hit from behind on Jasoni earlier. Those are the kind of hits that we want out of the game, where he was just, numbers plastered straight into the board. But Boston gets a penalty this play.
Off the draw, Iroquois Falls sets up. Logan to the far side. Dianov. Dianov, who played a little bit for the Niagara Ice Dogs, plays it back to the point. Dianov again. Dianov with a shot. That one's high and saved by Brugdenhill. Rebound was right there. Now it's picked up by Bagley. He'll dump it down the ice. Boudreau out to play the puck behind his own net. He held off Pereira with a head fake. Now it's down Lemieux. Couldn't hold on to it. Head picks up the loose puck and sends it right back in. Boudreau out to play it again. Kupal right there. Kupal picks it up, gets it out for Head. Head with a shot. And that one had some weight behind it. Boudreau had to kick that one aside. Now Simon Lemieux going for a skate. He's been pretty dangerous in his short time with Iroquois Falls. The Voodoos can't clear it. Near side now, picked up by Dynov. Dynov to Ouellette. Back to Lemieux. Lemieux couldn't get a shot away. 45 seconds left on the man advantage. Logan takes a shot from distance that hit Bagley and goes into the corner. Bagley now with it. He'll dump that all the way down the ice, and it'll kill some more time here on the power play for Iroquois Falls with 35 seconds left.
I really love the pressure that the Voodoos are putting on and not giving the Storm a clean break out of their own zone.
They have, the numbers might be different after last night, but going into last night, they had the league's best penalty kill, and they have the second best power play in the league right now. Those are recipes for success.
If you can control the special teams, you have a definite advantage in the outcome of the game.
Now, they're a couple of points off Sudbury, who's like at 36% on the power play, which is unheard of, but 3 seconds left. That'll go for icing against the Storm with 3 seconds left on the power play. So the Voodoos have all but killed this off.
Yeah, I can't imagine there being a goal on this power play.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, it's true. In this league, it's I'll never say never.
6:39 left. No score yet in this game between the Voodoos and Storm. Pereira sends it back to the point. Gray will get a shot from distance. And we'll officially see the power play over as Saginaw comes out to join his mates. And now we'll reach our mid-period break. So, with that being said, we'll be back on the other side of this.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
And we'll welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the second half, or maybe even final third of this period, as we kind of played more than half of it. We played almost 14 minutes of it.
We had, I think, 3 face-offs in between 11 minutes and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've been saying as long as we've been broadcasting this league, they need to call it after the 12-minute mark.
Yeah.
Because then you'll end up with many more right in the middle of the period. So we have about less than a third of the period left.
6:34 on the clock to be precise as we're back underway. Chestnut with the puck. He'll send it down. Now it's Jasoni in his own zone. Jasoni sends it right back up the ice, and that'll be picked up by Saginaw. Saginaw walks in. Saginaw cutting to the outside, throwing it to the front of the net. That one just went wide. Saginaw now back for Dawson behind the net. Out front for Pereira. Big save there by Boudreau on Jax Pereira, who scored a hat trick last night. Now Vroogdenhill with a big rebound there is knocked away as Vroogdenhill kicked it right towards a Storm player on the near side. Now it's Dawson up for Saginaw. Saginaw walking in, cutting to the outside. Saginaw out front again. Dawson was on the doorstep. Loose puck. Jasoni came in for it. And Boudreau made another big save. Cutting to the outside is Fox into the Voodoo zone. Fox behind the net. He tries to throw it up. Now they're going to say high stick if the Storm touch it. They do. And so we'll get a stoppage here.
There were some really dangerous chances there for both teams. Where Vroogdenhill made that pad save and it kicked it out right to the Storm player. I don't recall who, but he stretched across and was sort of there that he might have made the save, but the top half of the net for sure was open. And the puck rolled right past Dawson and Pereira on the other side.
Yeah, Iroquois Falls, their chances haven't been many, but they've been dangerous. The Voodoo's chances have been many, and a few of them have been dangerous.
But still, we're at 0-0.
Boys, shots on goal, 14-5 in favor of Powassan right now. Now it's given away by Bagley. Brown right there, picks it up, sends it right back down the ice. Lefebvre to the near side for Landry. Landry can't get a hold of it. Now it's sent the other way. No, Landry does get a piece of it. Landry stops up, plays it back to Bagley. Bagley had a stick lifted at the last second, so he couldn't get a good shot away. Going the other way, Iroquois Falls walking in, kicking it to the middle. That was Logan with the puck. Now it's picked up by Roussel. Roussel with some speed down the ice. Roussel to the middle of the ice. He shoots. That one went wide. Dylan Roussel looking for his 19th goal of the year. Plays it to the middle of the ice for Kratz. Kratz back to Roussel. Roussel fakes the shot, takes the shot. Big save by Boudreau. And Roussel looks skyward as he had the top corner picked out on that one.
And that was some shifty little moves he had in that play. Particularly leading up to that shot, he had 2 or 3 little fakes to dodge around a couple guys and got a real good shot. I thought he might have had that one made. And Boudreau says, no thanks, here's a little bit of leather for you though.
You can tell when Roussel's feeling it. And those pucks go in more often than not too.
Yeah.
Head. Off the draw, Logan with it now. Lost it though, it's Kupal. Kupal. Cross ice to Kratz. Kratz flipping it right back in. Back for Roussel. Roussel up for Kupal. Kupal couldn't hold on to the puck. Now it's Roussel. Roussel flipping that one in. Benjamin Kupal has 20 goals on the season. 11 of those came with the Storm. Head stops up the puck in the neutral zone, but he got knocked down. And now they'll call it on a hand pass, as Head did catch it and put it to the ice, and Bradley picked it up.
Yeah, that was a weird one that the puck was bouncing around and it hit a few players' skates, but no one had control of it. So we now have a face-off right outside the Voodoo zone, right beside their bench.
Off the draw. Gray got it to Jasoni. Jasoni flips it down the ice. Burnett will get it in. Barclay will chase after it. Battling along the end wall. Barclay along with Brunette. And the puck comes loose. Iroquois falls with possession. They'll get it down. But it's right into the slot. Burnett got a shot away. It's blocked. Now Karandovich sends it right back into the Voodoo zone. Jasoni battling for it. On the near side, Lemieux. Karandovich sends it to the far side. Zimmer will pick it up. Zimmer sends it down for Brunette. The pass was behind him. And Chestnut will flip it to the far side for Fox to pick up. Fox in his own zone. Sends it down the ice. Jasoni couldn't get a stick on it, and he'll have to chase after it. Jasoni in his own zone. Far side for Brown, or for Gray. Now the puck flipped right back in. Rugdenhill thought about playing it, but it got by him. Jasoni sends it right back cross ice. Gray. He'll pick it up at his own bench. Gray flipping it down the ice, and he'll peel off for a change. Fox will chase after it into his own zone. Fox picking it up with some speed to the neutral zone. Fox send it in. Bagley picks it up. Bagley up for Pereira. Pereira with speed. Pereira tried to get around his man, couldn't. Now it's picked up by Bagley and sent back in deep. Chestnut in the corner. Comes out with it. And he'll flip it back down the ice. Pereira stops it though and plays it to the far side. Bagley picking it back up. Bagley with distance. He scored a goal from the blue line last night. Missed the net though, and then the Voodoos will chip it right back in. And the Storm are able to set up shop though because of a delayed offside. Good pick off by Dawson. Cuts the puck, or throws the puck to the middle of the ice. It's picked up by Chestnut though. Now it's Pereira. Pereira behind the net, tried to flip it out front. Now he's on the half wall, picks up the puck. Pereira back in for Saginaw. Saginaw behind the net. Walks around the perimeter. Saginaw got it to Brown. Brown, he'll leave it for Pereira. Pereira looking through his options, plays it back for Dawson. Dawson to Brown. Brown, front of the net. That one was tipped on net and stopped by Boudreau. And back down the ice it goes with St. Pierre. He missed that one though. Dawson sends it right back into his own zone for Brown. Brown on the far side for Bagley. Bagley up for Saginaw. Saginaw gets a stick on it, so no icing. And the Voodoos will get a change in. McCoy from his own zone with speed. Ryan McCoy flipping in, trying to do what Marcus Kratz did last night, but ran into Marcus Kratz and lost the puck. Now McCoy on the far side. He'll send it back towards the net, and that's going to be gloved down by Vrugdenhill with 1:15 left on the clock.
And McCoy and Lefebvre have a couple pushes exchanged after, but they separate with not much ado. So with a little more than a minute left, we have 16 shots for the Voodoos against 6 for the Storm, but we have a score of 0-0.
Off the draw, McCoy with a shot from distance. That hit a body and goes wide. Now Kratz with some speed out of his own zone, up for Landry. Landry gaining the blue line, tries to go by McCoy, and Landry and McCoy get tangled up. There's a delayed penalty coming. And now we'll get a call here for interference. I believe it's going to be McCoy who's going to go.
I would hope that's McCoy, but based on the whistle when the puck was touched.
It looks like it's McCoy.
Yeah.
So with 59.2 seconds left in this first period, the Voodoos will get their first power play. They scored. They were deadly on the power play last night, I think, finishing 3 for 4.
That's 75% is not a bad way to run your power play in a game.
No, not at all. Pereira off the draw. Couldn't quite get a hold of it, though. Now Kratz couldn't seal the wall, and the puck is down into the Voodoo zone as Roussel goes to get it. Roussel behind his own net, leaves it for Kratz. Kratz with speed. Down for Pereira. Pereira cuts to the middle of the ice, got it to Lefebvre. Now it's Boys who will roll it in, and that'll be covered up by Boudreau. And we'll get a stoppage of play here. 35.6 seconds.
And Jesse Lefebvre doing Jesse Lefebvre things, getting in front of the net, getting the other team a little fired up at him. Every team needs a player like that who will go to those dirty spots and not afraid to get pushed around a little bit.
Pereira wins it back to Kratz, who gets it to Roussel. Back to Kratz. Near side now for Roussel. Roussel leaves it for Boys. Boys far side for Pereira. 25 seconds. Roussel takes a shot. That's blocked away by Boudreau as that hit a stick before getting to him. Now they're just going to try and kill some time here before the puck comes loose to Kratz. Kratz leaves it back for Roussel. Roussel takes a shot. That one hit a shin pad, maybe even the goaltender, and went wide. Now Lefebvre back for Pereira. Pereira, 5 seconds, and they're going to have another penalty called, this time against the Voodoos, as I think it's going to be Dylan Roussel going, and now Lefebvre getting into it.
I think it's Lefebvre who's got it for slashing. Right.
So that'll negate the power play with 4.1 seconds left. So when we come back in the second period, there will be a minute of 4-on-4, and then just under a minute of a power play for the Storm.
And we have a face-off right to the Trapper side of Cole Brugden Hill, so I'm sure the Voodoo's plan is win this one back and just kill the time.
Well, 4.1 seconds left. It's the Storm who get a last-second chance. They score! Iroquois falls with a buzzer beater. It's Rafik Dayanov with his 10th of the season. And that one beat Brugden Hill cleanly from the point.
Yeah, that was a little fumble at the point where it looked like two players were going to be fighting over it, and Dayanov just took it and went down. And with the 18-7 shots, it looks like we have a 1-0 game for the Storm.
Your final thoughts here before we go to break, because they're just going to let the buzzer go. And they're going to talk it over as well. It did beat the clock. It did beat the clock.
Did it beat it for sure? I didn't notice.
I noticed with the time on there. I would say it beat the clock. So your final thoughts on that first period, Ben?
Aside from that last 0.1 second, it was a fantastic period for the Voodoos. That last split second where a goal that I'm sure Brugden Hill will want back went in. Yeah. What can you say about that?
All right. Well, we'll have to see if the Voodoos regroup here in the locker room. A good coach once said to me when I asked him, would you prefer to give up a goal in the last minute or a goal in the first minute? He said goals in last minutes, let alone last seconds, are backbreakers. So
yeah,
we'll see how the Voodoos respond in the second period. We'll be back with more on the other side of this intermission. And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for period number 2 between the Iroquois Falls Storm and the Powassan Voodoos in the NOJHL right now. If we hop on the bus real quick, we'll head to Sault Ste. Marie first. It's 2-0 for the Sioux in the game of the Sioux.
Go Sioux!
Sioux Thunderbirds, that is, up 2-0 on the Sioux Eagles. The Lumberjacks and Rapids are tied at 3 to start the second period. And the Rock and Paper Kings, it's 2-1 for the Paper Kings on in Espanola. That started the second period there. And then in this one, it's 1-0 Iroquois Falls as they scored in the last few seconds. It was Rifik Dianov at 19:59, assisted by Noah Logan. So we'll see how things go here. We're going to start off 4-on-4. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Ben Long. And the Voodoos in their home white jerseys for one more games before the colors flip again for the playoffs are going left to right, and the Storm in the Road Blacks are going right to left as the puck is dropped. And Dylan Roussel has it quickly over to Marcus Kratz. Kratz down the ice for Roussel. Roussel with speed, throws it to the near side. Pereira has it bank off his skates. And now going the other way is Oxon St. Pierre. St. Pierre threw it to the middle of the ice. That one missed the net. Now it's Dawson. Dawson back for Kratz. Kratz for Roussel. Roussel cutting to the middle of the ice, plays it up for Pereira. Pereira on the near side. Pereira, far side, space for Dawson, he shoots, rebound, puck is there. And they couldn't get it past the goaltender. Now another chance for Kratz, another big save for the goaltender of Boudreau, making 2 big ones there to start this period. Pereira goes around the perimeter, sends it back for Dawson, now it's poked away from him, and Dianov going the other way. Dianov cuts to the middle, takes a shot, that's blocked by Kratz. Kratz on the half wall. Seconds left on the 4-on-4. Roussel cutting to the middle of the ice. Roussel with a shot. And Boudreau making another save there. As now we're officially on to the power play for the Storm with 52 seconds on that power play left.
Yeah, that was a good 4-on-4 for the Voodoos. They got some good shots on the net, including a great one by Dawson that the goalie was unable to handle, but there was no one there to pick up a rebound and knock it home.
Puck won back by the Voodoos. Deveron Brown into the neutral zone. We'll just dump it right back into Storm territory. Boudreau out to play it. We'll leave it for Chestnut. Chestnut from behind his net. Skates out. Chestnut up for Lemieux. Lemieux with some speed through the neutral zone. Lemieux takes a shot. Brugden Hill saw that one and made the save. Now on the far side, couple of bodies fall to the ice. Cutting to the middle of the ice, another shot. That one's blocked. Rebound chances there. Now Kupal picks it up. Kupal is a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Kupal walking down the ice. Kupal with a shot. Boudreau making another big save there. Voodoos have thrown 22 shots at the goaltender for Iroquois Falls, and he stopped all 22. Now Lemieux trying to cut to the middle of the ice is picked up by Powassan. They'll dump it down, and that'll kill off the remaining seconds of this penalty. And Lefebvre steps quickly back onto the ice and back onto the bench, and Saginaw comes back on. Now it's Gray, back for Saginaw. Saginaw cuts to the middle, or throws it to the middle for Pereira. Now the puck knocked away from him. Gray, he sends it in deep. Puck is in the corner. Battling for it, that's Saginaw. Saginaw couldn't quite get to it though, and the puck comes out as Gray flips it right back up for Saginaw. Saginaw, far side for Jasoni. Jasoni, he'll carry it in. Now Jasoni cutting to the outside. Into the corner, trying to push the puck forward. He has Chestnut right there. Now the puck back to the point for Gray. Gray keeping it in. Plays it for Saginaw. Saginaw leaving it for Gray. Gray, he'll go for a skate. Leaves it for Pereira. Pereira on the half wall. For Dawson now on the half wall. Back to Saginaw. Saginaw carries that one into the corner. Saginaw. Back to the point for Jasoni. Jasoni near side for Gray. Gray back to the point for Jasoni with a shot. Boudreau kicks that one aside. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw rims it around. It's Gray. Gray will send it right back into the corner. Pereira's in there. Pereira got the loose puck. Now the puck will come to the point. Gray will keep it in. Gray got it to Saginaw. Now Saginaw hit hard into the boards. Got it to Pereira. Pereira. Lots of zone pressure here for Powassan. It's Pereira. Pereira cutting to the middle of the ice. Pereira lost the handle of it. Flips it to the near side for Saginaw. Saginaw takes the shot. That's off the shin pad. Now it's picked up finally by the Storm. And sending it down the ice, but not very far, as Jasoni will send it right back in. Voodoos out shooting the Storm 23-8 so far. And now it's a stretch pass the other way, but they can't get past Tyler Burnett. Burnett down the ice for Zimmer. Zimmer down the ice, got it up for Roussel. Roussel lost it, got it back to Zimmer though. Now it's Barclay in the slot. Puck lost, Zimmer throws it towards the net. Now it's picked up by Burnett, saved by Boudreau, sliding across. Barclay with a rebound chance. That one caught Boudreau by surprise, but he made the goal, or he made the save anyways. Puck rolls all the way down. Vrugden Hill will just cover it up. And the Voodoos have dominated the first 4 minutes here of the second period.
Yeah, even shorthanded, they were really holding the pressure and moving the puck well. The Storm got really lucky on that last shift. There was a few plays there where had the puck either settled down correctly or just been a couple inches off and not happen to hit the goalie's pads. I mean, we could be looking at a tie game here, but the Storm hold the lead.
Off the draw, Head won it back, and now he pokes the puck down, and he'll send it up the ice, just under the reach of Kupal. And it's flipped back in by Brassard. Chasing on the far side is Brown. Brown pokes it up for Bradley. Bradley couldn't get it past the defender, though, and now it's Beddick. Beddick behind the net. Lost it. Brassard picks it up. Brassard gets it to the high slot, but now that's picked off by the Voodoos and sent down the ice on a good poke by the stick. And that'll go all the way for icing.
I don't think that's icing.
Bagley's looking at it like, hey. The Voodoos coaching staff is looking at it like, hey.
They didn't shoot it, they deflected it. And when you deflect it, that should not be an icing call. You didn't shoot it down the ice, it just bounced off you.
Looks like the linesman saying, too bad, so sad. We're going to have the face-off here.
Apparently, I don't know my hockey rules.
Let's do that hockey. Off the draw, the Voodoos pick up possession. It's Bradley. Bradley twisting and turning in his own zone. Going for a skate. Flips it down the ice. Chasing after it now is Heath Bradley. Bradley into the corner. Goes around behind the net. Bradley out front for Kupal. And that one was turned aside by Boudreau, who's certainly come to play so far. Well, the puck flipped back down into Voodoos territory. Bagley will pick it up. Bagley flipping it right back to the blue line, and it's out. Now Logan on the far side. Sends it to McCoy. McCoy, and they get it in. Picked up again by Bagley, though. Kupal chasing after it. McCoy will pick it up. He'll flip it up for Dianov. Dianov got hit by Kupal. Now St. Pierre lost it, and the puck hits a stick and bounces out of play into the meshing, so we'll get a stoppage here.
And there were some Voodoos that got trapped out on the ice for a long time on that shift there with having the long change from their own zone. But they were able to come away without any harm against. So we have boys taking the face off to Boudreau's trapper side.
Off the draw, Fox has it. Sends it down the ice. Sony tried to kick at it. Now he knocks Brassard off the puck. Gray flips it down the ice and out of the zone. Picked up by Boys. Boys missing a couple of collisions. Still has the puck. Gets it to Landry. Landry will send it down. He's hit hard by Fox in the open ice. Now it's Chestnut. Chestnut behind his own net. Landry is right on him. And it's picked up by the Storm. Landry trying to poke the puck forward. Lefebvre will pick it up on the far side. Lefebvre twists back, tries to get a pass to Landry. That's just out of his reach. Now it's up for Levine. Levine quickly in now for Beddick. Beddick twisting and turning. Beddick sends it back in. Now the puck on the far side. Picked up by Levine. They're going to call that offside for the Storm. Yeah, we're going to stop it here.
That was a close play there, but the linesman was standing right there to see it. And I think it made it only a few inches out of the blue paint there, but when it's out, it's out.
Draw one by the Storm. Logan will send that one in deep. Vrugden Hill stopped it up just briefly for Kratz. Kratz down the ice, gets it to Pereira. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw tried to dump it in, and we'll see it go the other way. But now the Voodoos pick it back up. Kratz up for Pereira. That missed him. And that is beaten out on the icing by Caleb Dawson on the far side. Picking it back up, though, is Iroquois Falls in their own zone. Down the ice for Lemieux. Lemieux with some speed. Lemieux cuts to the outside. Tries to throw the puck into the middle of the ice. Couldn't quite get it. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw Flips it up for Pereira. Pereira going on the attack. Jacks Pereira over the line. Plays it in for Dawson. Dawson sends it out front. That puck knocked to the blue line for Roussel. Roussel couldn't hold the line, though, as that one was sent out by Karadinovic. Now it's sent the other way. Barclay flips that one down. Is picked off again by the Storm. Barclay couldn't quite get it. Puck bounces up. I thought it was out. Apparently it didn't go to the meshing. Now they send it down the other way. Barclay chasing after it. Now it does come out as it hits a glove on the Voodoos bench, and we'll get a stoppage here.
This last bit of the second period has been a lot more choppy plays, a lot more interrupted bouncing around with the puck, and neither team's really managed to gain much control and get much direction going.
Yeah, the Voodoos started off like gangbusters like they did in the first period as well. And now it's slowed right down. Now on the attack is a 2-on-1 if they hurry. It's the Storm. Good chance, good poke by Vreugdenhil. And now going the other way is Brown. Brown. Also to Barclay, we're going to have a penalty here. And that one's going to go against the Storm.
And that'd be a hooking from when Brown
Dubois
had his arm nearly ripped out of his socket from a little hooky hook.
Yeah, so the Voodoos power play will go to work here. Maybe they'll have a little bit more time on the power play if they don't take a penalty here.
Yeah, they can keep that man advantage. That'd be a great advantage for them to have.
Off the draw, it's one back to Kratz. Kratz walking the line. Kratz near side to Pereira, back for Kratz. Kratz to Boyce. Boyce back for Kratz. Near side for Pereira, one touch pass, it's given away, and now the Storm have a 2-on-0. Oh, the bouncing puck didn't cooperate, though. The Voodoos getting lucky there. As Kratz picks it back up. Kratz, far side now for Pereira. Pereira with some speed takes the shot. Boudreau makes the save. Rebound comes out to the blue line. Roussel will send it back in for Pereira. Pereira, far side, he had a streaking Boys. Lost it to Kupal. Kupal to Roussel. Roussel back for Kratz. Kratz takes the shot from distance that hit a body and never made it. Now Boys will keep it in. Boys sends it in deep. Kupal has it in the corner. Kupal back to Boys. Near side for Roussel. Back to Kratz. Back to Roussel. Roussel on the near side. He'll take a shot. That one fired over the net. Now it's Boys. Boys back to Roussel now on the near side. Roussel. Far side for Kratz. One-time attempt. That one's blocked. Kratz will try and flip it back to Boys. That one's picked off by the Storm. Now Roussel with it. Roussel walks in. Roussel near side for Boys. He couldn't handle the pass. Battling in the corner. Kupal comes away with it. Kupal tries to feather it back to Kratz. Now he gets it out front to Pereira. Less than a minute on the man advantage. Pereira to Kratz. Kratz walks in, takes the shot. Boudreau makes another save. Boys walks to the middle, takes a shot. That one was tipped wide of the net. Now it's Kupal with it. Throws it out front. Pereira couldn't shovel that one home. Now it's Kratz back to Roussel. Roussel had the puck bounce away from him. Now it's back to Kratz. Kratz walks in, takes the shot. That one hit a body and goes wide. Kratz back on the far side for Pereira. Pereira back for Roussel. They score! Dylan Roussel has tied Spencer Horgan for the goal total for defenseman. It's his 19th of the season, and the Voodoos are in flight. It's 1-1.
And that was one of those goals where it's not a power play goal, but the man hadn't gotten back into the play yet. And that was, they have had one heck of a chance trying to beat Boudreau in net there, but Roussel managed to do it through a screen of people. I don't believe there was a tip on the play.
No, I think that just beat Boudreau cleanly, who's been unbeatable to this point. Literally the halfway point of the game, the Voodoos get their first goal.
With 29 shots.
With 29 shots. Boudreau's made 28. He's been impressive. He's been electric in net.
The Voodoos are on pace for nearly 60 shots.
We've seen them do that a couple of times this year. Now the puck flipped back in, but it's offside as Zimmer plays it. So we'll get a stoppage here, and that should bring us to our mid-period break. So we'll be back with more. The Voodoos just tied it up seconds ago. We'll be back with more on the other side of this.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex. Dylan Roussel getting his 19th of the season seconds ago. As we're back underway, it's a 1-1 game between these two teams. The Voodoos heavily out shooting the Storm 29-8. But in net, Nathan Boudreau has been outstanding for the Storm. I'm Cordy Kenny, pleased to be joined by Ben Long. We're back underway, as it'll be. And then they announced Marcus Kratz in the arena, but I'm pretty sure Dylan Roussel shot that puck, so I think we'll see a change on that one. You can see General Manager Chris Dawson even put up his arms like, oh, I don't think that was...
No, that was clearly not Kratz that was shooting that puck.
Yeah.
And he was not in front of the net to tip it if they're saying there was a tip.
Owen Head with the puck, flips it back in deep. Bradley, near side, going for a skate. Bradley cuts to the middle. Bradley with some space, takes a shot. That one hit Kupal on the way. And it's knocked into the corner. Now it's picked up by Bradley again. Bradley plays it to his bench. Flips it to the near side. Head tried to poke it forward. Now it's Lemieux. Lemieux cuts to the middle. Lemieux with a chance. What a save by Vreugdenhill. Cole Vreugdenhill with his most impressive save of the game so far on a great chance by Simon Lemieux. Lemieux has been impressive. I mentioned it before. He's got 19 points in 28 games since joining the Storm midway through the season.
He completely undressed Jasoni there. And Vreugdenhill was able to get that pad stretched out, but off that play, there was a poorly timed line change and too many men, I believe is the call, for another 2-minute power play for the Powassan Voodoos.
Man, remember a month ago when there was basically too many men gate in the Olympics going on?
Oh, man.
What a wild chain of events. It's Bagley on the power play to Saginaw on the far side. Saginaw takes a shot, saved by Boudreau. He saw that one all the way. That's the 30th shot on goal by Powassan so far. Ryan Saginaw can throw it on net, though. He's got 34 goals on the year and 73 points, so he leads the Voodoos in both assists and goals, although Marcus Kratz is hot on his heels with 37 assists coming into tonight. Saginaw. Back to Bagley. Bagley with a shot. That one hits a body and went wide. Now it's Dawson for Bradley. Bradley. Back to the point for Saginaw. Saginaw. Back to Bagley. They're going to say that no, they say it went out. It
that
looked
did
like
go
it,
out,
it did look like it went out, but I thought because of the delay, I was like, oh, maybe they're not calling it. But
yeah, that's what I was. Thought we were going to have a missed call there, but
no, there's no reviews here like there is in the NHL and the Olympics for offside. Celebrini was just a hair onside on the one game against Finland.
Oh, man.
Puck all the way down to the Voodoo zone. Vreugdenhill out to play it, leaves it for Bagley. Bagley now with some speed, stops up, lost the puck. Now it's picked up by the Storm, and that's a big hit thrown, and the Voodoos are going to go, whoa, late hit after the play on Saginaw, and now we get a scrum. The Storm were getting a the Voodoos were taking a penalty to make it 4-on-4, and then there was quite the late hit on Saginaw.
That late hit looked like it was being called. The ref pointed at him.
So that might have just negated the power or the 4-on-4.
But then after that jumping, who knows what all's going to be called out of that.
We'll have to see as Connor Heads try to prevail here. The Voodoos were on the power play. All that we know for sure is that Powassan was for sure taking a penalty at the time. It looks like Jasoni is being shown the gate. Oh, and it looks like
Villeneuve is also.
Yeah.
So I'll be on the late hit on Saginaw. So one man from each side.
It looks like it. So the Voodoos power play should be intact. It looked like the Storm were going to get away with one there after giving up a quote-unquote power play goal earlier this moments ago. It wasn't actually on the power play.
A slightly not power play goal.
And now it looks like the Voodoos will keep their power play as it's 5-on-4 on the ice still. Kupal plays it back for Kratz. Kratz twisting and turning. Plays it to Pereira. Pereira going for a skate in his own zone. Plays it up for Kratz. Kratz, far side. His pass is out of the reach of Pereira. But great speed by Pereira gets to the loose puck. Boys back to Roussel. Roussel back to Kratz now. Kratz at the top of the point. Plays it for Pereira. Pereira walking the line. He'll leave it for Boys. Near side for Roussel. Shot on goal. Big save made there by Boudreau. And now with the puck into the corner. Kupal chasing after it. Puck comes loose to the Storm. St. Pierre can't get it out of the zone. Now it's Roussel in the corner. Roussel back out front. He had Pereira right there, but the puck bounced away from him. Pereira near side to Kratz. Kratz stops up, takes the shot. Boudreau saw that one and makes the glove save. Less than a minute left on the man advantage, and we'll get a stoppage here with 7:14 left in the second.
It looks like it's less than 10 seconds. That might be an 8 or a 3. Our good friend the stanchion likes to keep us guessing. But the Voodoos have looked good on this power play. They've gotten a bunch of really good chances, but Boudreau's looked even better.
He's been impressive all game so far. Off the draw, it's Kratz. Kratz will try and play it forward, but it's back to Burnett at the point. Now far side for Roussel. Roussel's shot is blocked, and Levine trying to go the other way. A little bit too slow to get going, though. Now the puck out front of the Voodoos net. Scary play there. Zimmer gets it up for Barclay. Barclay will flip it in and chase after it. Barclay in the corner. Plays it. Sharp angle shot. That one goes wide of the net and all the way back down into the Voodoo zone. It'll be Bagley. Bagley behind the net. Out from behind his own net now. Bagley throws it up for Zimmer. Zimmer for Barclay. Barclay. He was stopped up at the line. Delayed offside on the Voodoos now. Going for a skate now. Lemieux. Lemieux has the puck on the far side. Plays it behind the net. Sending it back up. And between the skates of Burnett, he didn't know it was there. Brown trying to poke it forward, and it will bounce in on Boudreau. Logan on the far side. It's down the ice, Jamieson. He lost it, now he picks it back up. Jamieson sending it down the ice. He had Dianoff, but it bounced away from him. Now it's McCoy in his own zone. McCoy tried to bounce it down the ice. He does. Now it's poked forward. It'll be Alexandre St. Pierre coming in. He fanned on his shot. And now Gray going the other way for Lefebvre. Lefebvre goes far side. Good chance there for Landry, and Landry put that one well wide of the net. And we'll get another stoppage here with 5:38 on the clock.
I think that shot by Landry must have hit a stick or something, because that puck looked like it was going on net, but instantaneously it was going way high.
Yeah, strange one anyways. He was in a dangerous spot. Owen Head filling in for Justin Russo on this line. Russo should be back for the playoffs, but Head has not looked out of place as the puck is bounced back past Bradley in the slot. Now it's to Kratz. Kratz, far side for Roussel. Roussel up for Bradley. Bradley, he'll flip that one in and chase after it. It's Kupal. Kupal chasing after it. And it bounces down the ice. Roussel will chip it right back in. And it's McCoy. McCoy will chip it out. Dianoff whacking at it. Couldn't quite get it past Kratz. Now Kratz off to the races. Kratz. He tries to throw it to the middle of the ice. Bradley couldn't get to it. And we'll see a high stick called, I believe, on the Storm with 5 minutes left here in the second period.
On the Storm indeed, and we have a face-off here to Boudreau's blocker side as the Pereira-Dawson-Saginaw line comes out. Hoping to take another step up with take the first lead that they'll have this game.
Off the draw, Saginaw got it, throws it on net. Boudreau makes the save. Now it's Pereira. Pereira battling for it, got it to Saginaw. Saginaw has the loose puck. He pokes it back to Pereira. Now it's Brown to Bagley. Bagley with a shot. That one hit a body. Rebound is there. Boudreau bouncing on it. Getting a couple of bounces. Now a couple of scrums ensue after the whistle, as the Bagley shot was tipped on net and the rebound sat there.
As we see these games go on and teams become more familiar with each other, there certainly becomes less love lost in between. And we're hearing a birthday congratulations for Jackson Marnell, who is a beloved member of this Powassan Voodoos team.
Yeah, he's okay, I guess. Now a chance for Villeneuve the other way. Villeneuve shot from distance, got a good one. Rugden Hill made a good save. That's the 10th shot he's seen. Now it's Saginaw. Saginaw out front, good chance for Brown, and save made there on a good chance by Deveron Brown in the slot off a good pass by Ryan Saginaw.
That was just a great offensive play and chance, and Boudreau was just, man, he's looking so good today.
36 shots.
Yeah, 35 saves.
Unbelievable.
And we're not even through the second period.
More rubber than the Trans-Canada Highway, as Don Cherry once said on one of my Rock'em Sock'em videos.
Yep.
Off the draw, puck bounces past Kratz, and he'll have to chase after it with Lemieux hot on his trail. Now Kratz knocked to the ice. Lemieux with the loose puck. Lemieux on the attack. He'll send it back into the zone. Kratz in the corner, chasing after it. It's picked up by the Storm, though. Now Pereira with a good skate, knocks that one away. Pereira leaves it for Kratz. The Voodoos on the power play here. Now it's Roussel. Roussel skates it in. He flips it in. It bounces past Pereira, though. Now it's in the corner for Houdon. Along with McCoy. Kupal in there as well. Pereira got it over for Roussel. Roussel back for Kratz. Kratz with a shot. And that one hit a body and bounced back. Now it's Kratz. Back into the slot for Pereira. He made a move and it sent the puck right back down. Now it's quickly up by Vrugden Hill. Puck bouncing up. Pereira couldn't get a hold of it. Now he does. Pereira back for Roussel. Roussel walks in. Roussel with a chance, and that one's kicked away by Boudreau. Puck back for Jasoni. Back to Roussel. Roussel to Saginaw. Saginaw steps, gets around his man, throws it out front. Good chance by Bradley, turned aside by Boudreau. Now it's Bagley. Bagley to Saginaw. Saginaw back for Bagley. Bagley near side for Dawson out front. That one goes wide. Jasoni had the tip, and he just put it wide of the net. Now it's back to Bagley. Bagley to Saginaw. Saginaw back for Dawson. Dawson batted it out of the air, picks it up. Dawson back for Bagley with a shot. That one stopped by Boudreau. And that's now his 39th shot against, with under a minute left on this power play.
There was some good puck movement there with some good chances towards the net, and Boudreau was just there for all of them. There was some great plays, nice passes to bumpers out in front of the net, and great shot by Bagley there from the point.
He scored a point shot last night. Fox down the ice. Now it's Bagley. Picking it up for Jasoni. Jasoni walks the line. Jasoni. Far side for Saginaw. Saginaw walks in, takes a shot. Boudreau made the save through traffic. And we're back to 5-on-5. Now it's Bagley. He'll just send it right back in. Boudreau stopped the puck at the side of his net. Now trying to get it back out. Good chance here for Dawson. Dawson to Bradley with a chance. And Boudreau absolutely stymies him. Another more rough stuff again after the whistle. Bradley down on the ice.
Bradley was dragged to the ice by two guys. And then as he pulled on one of them on his way down, the other guy was looking like, why is he not getting a penalty for this at the ref? But it's like everyone's been pulled apart now.
2:10 left on the clock here in the second period. It's 1-1. The Storm with a goal in the first period at 19:59. The Voodoos with an answering goal at 10 minutes of the second period. Rafik Dayanov with his 10th. Dylan Roussel with his 19th. Off the draw now, the Voodoos win it back, but the Storm get it out. Dayanov walks in. Dayanov with a shot. Rugden Hill. He made the save on a sharp angle. Now back on the attack. It's the Voodoos. Burnett. Far side. Plays it to the middle of the ice. Picked up. Good chance on the near side. Goes through the skates of Zimmer. Zimmer back behind the net for Barclay. Now Burnett battling for it as well. But it's kicked over for Houdon. Houdon flipping that one down the ice. And Brown picks it up. Brown up for Barclay. Barclay with some space to work, plays it over for Burnett. Burnett with a shot from distance. And Boudreau saw that one all the way. He makes the save. And now some more rough stuff after the whistle again. Although that one's cleaned up pretty quickly.
I'm thinking at this early stage, Boudreau has to be a star of this game. Like, regardless of what happens in the next 21 and a half minutes of hockey.
Well, he can allow 3 goals and still have over 900 save percentage.
Yeah.
So, Roussel with the puck in his own zone. Roussel gains the red line, dumps it in. Puck took a strange bounce. Now it makes it around behind the net. Kupal plays it for Boyes. Boyes behind the net. Boyes leaves it for Head. Head sends it back in deep. And it's played back to the blue line, but not kept in by Head. He'll just flip it right back in. And Boudreau will block it into the corner. We're into the final minute now here of the second period. And back down the ice it goes with Lemieux trying to will it forward. Roussel behind his net. Roussel to Boyes. Boyes. He'll flip it far side. Now it's Kupal. He couldn't get a hold of it though as Lemieux picks it back up. And the puck is sent back down by the Storm. Now it's Kratz who will just flip it in cross ice. And Chestnut has it. Chestnut in his own zone. Chestnut going for a bit of a skate here. He'll cut to the middle of the ice. Now through the neutral zone. Chestnut on the far side into the corner. Looking through his options. Threw it towards the net. And it comes all the way on the near side. It's kept back in though. And Gray now has it on the far side for Powassan. Gray up for Dawson. 9 seconds left. Battling on the far side. The puck comes loose to Gray. Gray with 3 seconds. He's just going to eat the rest of the time on the clock in this period. And that'll do it here. The Voodoos and the Storm have played to a 1-1 tie through 40 minutes of play. Shots on goal 42-11 in favor of the Voodoos. Ben, your final thoughts of the second period before we go to our break.
I mean, the Storm are incredibly lucky that Boudreau's playing the way he is. He came to play and to win this game, and the Storm have a chance because of him. 42 shots after 2 periods of play, and he's only letting 1. That's remarkable.
Certainly great numbers for sure for the goaltender. Anyways, he's Ben, I'm Courtney, and the cameraman Mike Brown, of course. We'll be back with more on the other side of this intermission. And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for period number 3 between the Iroquois Falls Storm and the Powassan Voodoos. We'll take a quick look around the league here and see what's going on this Saturday night in the NOJHL. Right now, a couple of important games to be paying attention to. In the Battle of the Sioux, at the start of the third period, is 3-2 for the Thunderbirds over the Eagles. The Lumberjacks have jumped ahead of the Rapids at the start of the third, 7-4. And the Paper Kings hold a 5-2 lead on the Timmins Rock after the second period. In this game, it's 1-1. Goal scored in the first period by Rafik Dayanov, assisted by Noah Logan. And then in the second, Dylan Roussel got his 19th, assisted by Marcus Kratz and Benjamin Kupal. However, the real story is Nathan Boudreau has been standing on his head as he's turned aside. 41 shots so far out of 42 shots. So he's made 41 saves on the game, and Cole Rugenhill's faced just 11 so far. I'm Courtney Kenny, and he's Ben Long.
Yeah, that's Boudreau's having a remarkable game today, like unbelievable. On pace for more than 60 shots against, only letting one goal after 2 periods.
Certainly on pace for being the performer of the night on the game day video, I would say as well.
Yeah.
Unless a big third period happens here for one of the two teams.
And it's always hard to be in the position of Cole Rugenhill, where you're rarely seeing the puck come down towards you, then all of a sudden you have a guy coming. You have someone like Lemieux coming down on you who can really move and shoot.
He had a really good opportunity in that second period too.
Yeah.
The Storm, who are in their road black jerseys, are going left to right to start the third period. The Voodoos in their home whites are going right to left. As Heath Bradley cuts to the middle of the ice, he gets a backhand on net, and Boudreau turned aside that one. And now Head gets the rebound chance on net. Another chance, that one stopped by a body before it could get to it. The goaltender now Head flips it over to Roussel with a shot. That one's blocked as Iroquois Falls putting everything they can in front of their goaltender. Now that one just kissed the roof here at the Sportsplex, and they'll blow it dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another delayed whistle on that, and I thought, oh, maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, and it did not hit the roof.
It just touched the roof, I would say. So, but your eyes were not playing tricks on you.
And we have a face-off to Boudreau's blocker side.
Pereira wins the draw back to Saginaw. He tries to get it settled down, sends the puck in from the point, and that one's blocked again by the Storm, but they get it out. Ouellette with the puck down the ice, but Pereira picks it off. Now he gets it to Saginaw. Saginaw walking in. Saginaw with a shot. He scores! Ryan Saginaw, the pride of Pittsburgh, his 35th of the season.
And that was just a beautiful shot by Saginaw to take the lead for the Voodoos here for the first time on the night. 44 shots against, only 2 goals through 2 periods and 45 seconds of hockey.
I just want to point out where I'm standing right now. I have the 2 dads of the 2 players that have scored goals in this game right next to me, and they absolutely erupted on that goal. Keith Roussel and Rich Saginaw. So good things happen when the Saginaws stand next to me here. There was 4 goals a couple of weeks ago, and now we got another one here tonight. So I'm guessing Keith needs to stand here for the playoffs too, for Dylan to get some goals. Yeah, we're going to put your names down on the ground. No one else can get these spots once the playoffs start.
We're going to put some banners up and maybe some rope around.
That's just how she's going to have to go there. Voodoo's taking a 2-1 lead here. Off the draw, played back to the point. Jasoni tried to keep it in. That one did go over the line, and now it hits a Voodoo on the way, so it will go for offside.
And we have the face-off just outside of the Storm zone, but some of them were motioning that they were trying to get a little bit of all the way down for that one.
Off the draw, Jasoni gets it back in. We're going to have to, etch it in the metal that's here or something. These spots are reserved. If the playoffs, as we get a chance here from distance, kicked aside by Rugenhill, we'll talk about the potential playoff matchup coming up, because it sounds like we know what dates the Voodoos will be playing at home. We don't know what dates they'll be playing on the road. Off now in the offensive zone. It's Lefebvre with a chance, and Boudreau makes the save. So playoffs are coming up, of course. The Voodoos still unsure of who they're going to be playing, but it sounds like they'll be opening the playoffs here next Friday with Game 1 against whoever they play. Game 2 will come on Saturday.
They will have home ice advantage.
That's the one thing we know.
We know that much.
Off the draw, Bradley keeps it in. Now it's Head behind the net. Head tried to poke it out front, hit the back of the net. Now Bradley will get it back in. Bradley poking it forward to Head. Head in the corner. Owen Head playing it back behind the net. Kupal couldn't hold on to it. Kupal plays it in for Roussel. Roussel plays it back, and now Kupal has to keep it in, but it gets by him. Kratz now shields the puck, gets it to Roussel. Kratz had Lemieux right on him. Now it's Roussel. Can't get it in deep though, but Kratz picks it back up. Now Kratz flipping it in, got it to the blue line, but not much further. Now it's played back up for Kupal. Kupal with a shot. That one hit the shoulder of Boudreau and goes out of play.
Yeah, the way that these shots go, and when they carry, if they deflect just right, they carry up in and around in that mesh, and I think the rebounds go farther than I can shoot sometimes.
That's why you're mostly a goalie.
Yep.
Pereira on the draw, wins it back to Saginaw. Saginaw, his pass missed Bagley, and it bounces out. Now the Storm going the other way. Flipping that one in. Caleb Dawson gets it down for Pereira. Pereira. Now it's Boudreau behind his net. Boudreau again having an outstanding game. Got it to Broussard. Broussard. He stops up. Plays the puck in front of the net. Given away though for the Voodoos. Good chance here. And Saginaw, perhaps one move too many. Put it into the corner. Now flipped down again by Brown. And the puck is up for Dawson. Dawson with a space. Dawson with a shot. He scores! Caleb Dawson is 26th of the season. And it's now a 3-1 game as Dawson beats Boudreau on the blocker side.
That's 61 for the Bell Brothers.
There's only so much that one goalie can do to keep his team in the game.
I'm loving this right now beside me. It's just great. But you're right, yes.
That 47 shots against, he's only letting 3 goals still. But that was a great play by Dawson.
He read that perfectly and got it down the ice and was able to slip that one behind Boudreau, who, again, we can't understate or overstate, really, how important he's been to Iroquois Falls in this game. Burnett with the puck to Jasoni now. Jasoni has played around behind the net for Gray. Gray. He's taken to the ice right in front of the referee. Now they play it out front, but Burnett gets to it. And Zimmer will have to chase after it. Zimmer up for Burnett. Burnett left it off the skates. And it's right back down the ice. Ouellette. He has the puck. Down the ice, though, it's picked up by Jasoni. Jasoni. He has it at the red line. He'll dump it in. Caleb Dawson continuing his career season. He's now up to 61 points on the year. And we've seen that goal-scoring touch that he showed off in his U18 year with the Trappers a couple of years ago when he was 16. Really come back and flourish this season.
Yeah, you know, when you're having your first year in a league like this, there's always an adjustment period. A lot of times rookies don't get maybe the ice time they were used to the year before when they're the leaders of their AAA teams that they're coming from. And I knew we were going to see a step up from Dawson this year, but I don't think I could have guessed that it would be the way it is.
He's been nothing short of impressive. That is for sure.
And having to deal with the home life that he has.
Just awful, isn't it?
Bad parents.
Oh, they're the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, if you're listening to this after the game, you're one of the best. Same with you, Leanne. Please don't be mad at us. It's all Ben, I swear. Landry out front. That one misses target. It's back to Kratz. Kratz. Landry. Kratz. Lost the puck, flipping it right back in. Now it's Landry again. Landry. Back to Kratz, near side, quickly for Roussel, back to Kratz. Kratz walks the line, nearly lost the puck though, but he's able to quickly get a hold of it and send it back in deep. Now the puck sent right back down on a quick pass down the ice, but Villeneuve couldn't make it work. Now it's picked up by Lefebvre. Now we see Kratz and his man knocked down. We'll see a delayed penalty as Kratz and his man absolutely going head to head at center ice. Kratz knocking his man down. Marcus Kratz getting a whole face full of a glove there. I missed who it was on Iroquois Falls, but we'll see penalties out of this. It looks like Marcus Kratz is skating away.
Looks like that was Connor Dubois.
They'll both go, I imagine. It looks like Kratz is making his way to the penalty box.
It'll be interesting to see whether they just call that roughing or if they call that a full-on fight. Neither gloves were dropped, though.
Well, the gloves never hit the ice. So.
And the refs are signaling 5-on-5.
So I imagine they're going to be coincidentals, both for roughing. One thing I want to say, we know Iroquois Falls is not making the playoffs, which is a shame because broadcast counterpart Richard Whitty and all the work he puts in with the Iroquois Falls Storm to make their broadcast sound as good as they do. It's a shame that he doesn't get to call playoff games this season. So our hats off to you, Mr. Whitty.
So, sometimes having a little extra break over the summer is welcome, though.
Man.
We will not be getting that this year.
No, we had it last year.
We did.
It still flew by.
Yeah.
There comes a point in August when I get the, oh man, it's not going back to school, it's all hockey season starting soon.
Yeah.
And then come March, I'm like, hi, playoffs, let's go. Off the draw, Bagley with a shot. That one's kicked aside by Boudreau. Sent back down. So it's 2 minutes for cross-checking, 2 minutes for roughing for Kratz. And same for Dubois. So they get the identical penalties, cross-checking and roughing. Now battling along the half wall, it's Brown. Brown comes away with it. Brown with a shot. Rising shot that missed while high and wide. On the near side, Bradley stops up. Bradley sends it out front. Head with a chance. Boudreau, big save there for the goaltender. And now it's back and down the ice, but Head will get to it first and send it right back down. Bradley stopped up the puck. Now he's battling for it along the wall, sending it into Storm territory. Back down the other way it goes. Bagley. Bagley in his own zone. Flipping it down the ice. That'll miss everyone and go all the way for icing against Powassan. 13:24 on the clock. And the Storm will get an offensive zone draw.
We have 49-12 shots in favor of the Voodoos. The score is 3-1. With the face-off to Cole Brugenhill's blocker side.
Head off the draw. Playing it around. It's Kupal. A stick blown up at the blue line. And Head will send it all the way. Boudreau kicking that one aside from the neutral zone. Broussard on the far side. Broussard going for a skate. Gains the red line. Flipping it in. Pereira. He gets it up. Down for Dawson. Dawson walking in. Dawson sets up. Fires that one. He picked the far corner, but it went wide. Gray sends it back down the ice. Chestnut now with it. Chestnut walking in. Chestnut with a shot. That one's stopped by Vrugdenhill. And down the other way it goes. Saginaw. It's out of his reach. And that'll go for icing against the Voodoos again.
I thought maybe Saginaw was going to beat out that icing, but was about a step behind there, so. As the broken sticks being collected and going back to the Iroquois Falls Storm bench.
50-13 now, the shots on goal for the Voodoos. And Vrugdenhill has not faced much this period. Just 1 or 2 shots so far. Pereira pokes the puck forward. Pereira with some space out front. Got it to Saginaw, but it bounces away from him. Now Dawson. And that'll go for a hand pass on the Voodoos, and we'll get a stoppage now here. off that hand pass.
And we have a face-off just outside of the Storm zone. As the Voodoos line up with the freshly changed line out there.
Off the draw, Bagley to the near side for Roussel as Kratz still sitting in the penalty box. Now it's on the far side for Barclay. Barclay played it out front. Couldn't quite get it through as Alexandre St. Pierre now sends it down the ice. Picked up by Roussel. He'll bank it right back down. Zimmer leaves it for Burnett. Burnett couldn't quite get it to Barclay. Now Barclay tried to get a shot away, but he fanned on it. Although the puck wasn't quite settled down. Down the ice, it'll go the other way. No icing. Bagley in his own zone, flips it up to the blue line. Burnett got it out. St. Pierre now with it to Ouellette. Far side, walking in Dianov. Good chance. That one's kicked aside by Rudenhill. And Barclay picks it back up. Barclay with some speed through the neutral zone. He'll gain the red line and dump it in. And he'll peel off for a change. Now it's McCoy in the corner of his own zone. Got it down the ice for St. Pierre. St. Pierre with some speed. Far side now. Good chance. Another save made. Rudenhill rebound is... He lost it for a second, but it comes all the way back out to the neutral zone. Now it's Boys. Boys to Lefebvre. Lefebvre with a shot. That one stopped by Boudreau. Now it's down again the other way for French River. Dianov. Dianov walking in. He throws that one on the backhand wide. No one was there. Brown tried to poke it forward. Dianov picks it back up. Dianov near side for Chestnut. Chestnut lost the pass. Now it's Boys to Jasoni. Jasoni up for Chestnut. Whacking at it. Now Jasoni, he leads the 2-on-1. Jasoni walking in. Jasoni with a shot. He put that one well high and wide of the net. And quickly off the bench, Head plays the puck to the near side for Gray. Gray, near side. Playing it back for Kupal. Now for Head for Bradley. Bradley plays it to the front of the net. No one was there. Flipping it down the ice it goes. And that one might go all the way for icing. It will. And we'll get a stoppage here. And the Voodoos will get an offensive zone draw.
Oh, I'm seeing some players change at the Iroquois bench.
Maybe they had gone off.
Oh,
like when the puck went down the ice?
Possibly.
Head on the draw. It's one back. And now picked up by the Storm again. Getting it out of their zone, they do, but they lose it, and it's quickly flipped back down into Storm territory. Villeneuve was going to chase after it, but Gray gets to it first. Now it's picked up by Roussel. Roussel up for Bradley. Bradley walks in. Heath Bradley cuts to the middle, sent the puck to the slot. Didn't get to his intended target. Now it's Chestnut on the near side. Playing it over for Goodwin, or Fox rather. Puck flips in. Rugenhill plays it up for Bradley. Bradley leaves it for Kupal. Kupal stops up. Kupal. Far side for Roussel with a shot. And Boudreau standing tall on that one. And we'll get our mid-period break.
As there's Bradley pushing in front of the net as he was there to see for a rebound, and his presence was not appreciated by the Storm.
We'll be back with more on the other side of this.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
And we welcome you back into the Powassan Sportsplex. We are 20 seconds left in this timeout as the Powassan Voodoos are really dominating this game so far with 52 shots in their favor, 15 shots against with a score of 3-1. But coming into this period, it was a 1-1 tie with a similar shot differential. That the goaltending that Iroquois Falls Storm has gotten out of Nathan Boudreau has just been remarkable today. The Voodoos have thrown everything at them, but we're lining up here for the face-off in the Storm zone. They win the draw back, but Pereira picks it up. The Storm get the puck, break out of their zone, and it's bouncing on the neutral zone, but the Storm get it with a shot that's blocked. It's bouncing around in front of the net. Storm pick up the puck, aren't able to hold on to it, lose it out into the center ice zone as they recapture the puck, settle down in their own end, and start to move forward again. They can't get cleanly through the neutral zone, but they're able to control the puck again. It's thrown back into their zone where they pick it up and try and make another pass forward into the neutral zone. They lose the puck. Now Powassan has it. Brown into the zone, leaves it for Dawson, comes back out of their end. His pass back to Bagley misses, and Bagley has to skate all the way down to the end boards to pick it up. He throws it around. Dawson picks it up at the half boards in their own zone, skates it out, throws it across to Saginaw, who's breaking, but the puck hops off his stick. The Storm control it, get it out of their zone, but it's dumped right back in by Gray, and a weird bounce off the back end, and Gray scores a goal. That was a very bizarre bounce off the back boards into the skates of the goaltender as Gray makes his way to the bench, leading the train with a very unexpected goal. And we're welcoming Courtney Kenny back into the broadcast here. I don't know if you saw that goal by Gray. Shot off the end boards, bounced back into the skates of the goalie and just rolled into the net.
Well, sometimes you got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good.
Yeah.
For Bruce Gray, it's his 8th of the season, and it's his first against his former team now as the referees are talking it over. Thanks for taking over there for a moment, Ben. Really appreciate that. Of course there's a goal, right?
Yeah.
St. Pierre with the puck. Flips it back in. Brugdenhill stops that up and covers it up. Now we get some talking after the whistle.
And you could hear the fans yelling at the players to back off because we don't need...
They don't want any suspensions.
Nor suspensions or even penalties, and giving Iroquois a chance to come back into this game.
No. 8:18 on the clock. And now we have Pereira with the puck in his own zone. Pereira flipping it down the ice. Dawson will pick it up. And now it's past him. And it's flipped right back down by Iroquois Falls. They're saying high sticking on that, so it'll be an icing call against the Storm. And Jasoni will flip it right back down the ice.
That was a weird one because he was past center ice when he touched it with the high stick, so I kind of wasn't sure if that would count as a touch.
Yeah.
But let's do that hockey.
I guess because it would have killed the play anyways that he touched it again.
Yeah, I don't know.
St. Pierre versus Boys. And St. Pierre comes away with it. Houdon now. Lost it. Boys will send it right back in deep. Getting it out is Iroquois Falls. No, Kratz kept it in. Now Landry will dump it right back in. Back again to Kratz. Kratz. Down the ice it goes for Iroquois Falls. That's well offside. As now we get some more rough stuff here on a hit that was kind of happening at the same time as the play was ending. They're both going to get up and just skate away from this. That was Ouellette and Roussel.
Yeah, that was one of those where Roussel was delivering a hip check right as they sort of crossed the blue line. But when the player falls on another guy and they both slide into the boards, that's always a potential recipe for disaster as awkward positioning can happen, but no one got injured on that play, so.
Off the draw, Bradley gets it forward, but not very far. As the Storm get it into Voodoos territory now with Levine. Kupal right there. Got it to Bagley though. Bagley sends it back to the blue line. Fox couldn't hold it as it was coming in hot. And now he sends it right back in, but it would have gone offside, but I think it hit somebody's glove on the Voodoos bench.
And it looks like they're throwing the face-off back to just outside the Storm zone. No changes coming. It's still Head out there for
the Voodoos.
Bradley steps in as they were
Against
deemed to be
Levine.
doing something improper on that faceoff. I didn't notice what.
Brown up for Bradley. Bradley gains the red line and he'll dump it in. Puck bouncing around. Coming back out. Brown will keep it in. Brown with another shot. Boudreau making another save. Bradley for Brown. Brown tried to poke it forward. He did. But now the Storm get it out. Down the ice it goes. Villeneuve took a shot. That one hit off the end wall. Now it's Bradley again. Or rather, Rugenhill. Got it to the far side. It's Bagley. Bagley up around for Bradley. Bradley. He'll dump that one back in. Chestnut chasing after it. Leaves it for Fox. Fox plays to the near side for Beddick. Beddick knocked down by Kupel. Kupal battling for it. Comes away. And now it's the other way for Iroquois Falls with Villeneuve. Getting it down the ice. Now a pass up the ice for Burnett. Burnett lost it. Beddick will play it back and go for a skate. Flips it down through the neutral zone. And it'll bounce all the way in for icing against the Storm.
The first two class home games for your Powassan Voodoos will be this Friday, March 20th.
And this has been
Saturday, March 21st.
the puck's been doing a lot of weird bounces this period. We've seen, especially that Gray goal was a great example of it, but there's been a lot of plays where it's just not settling on guys' sticks the way that you would expect players of this level to have it settle on their stick. And now, as a result of an icing, we have a face-off.
Shot from the distance there at the point that was Jasoni. It was blocked by Chestnut. Now battling on the far side. Saginaw trying to get out front for Pereira. And Pereira going for a skate after it. Pereira plays to the far side for Jasoni. Jasoni with a shot that's kicked aside by Boudreau. And now I've completely lost the shot clock. Hey, that's great.
There's a shot in front by Lemieux, and Brugenhill absorbs it into his body and holds on to it for a whistle.
Well, I can tell you what the shots on goal are based on this remote.
Interesting.
56-18, but we don't have the shot clock up anymore, so that's cool.
So we'll make sure we keep mentioning that, I guess.
Yeah.
56-18, the shots and the face-off to Brugenhill's blocker side.
Off the draw, it's Landry. Landry will send it down the ice. Flipping that one back. Landry. Behind the net. Got it to Kratz. Kratz. He'll flip it out. And batted back in by the Voodoos, and it still goes for a stoppage.
I think it hit the roof there. Not 100% sure on that one. But the face-off either way is inside the Storm zone to the Trapper side of Boudreau. And headed for the face-off. Wins it back. It's a shot wide into the corner.
And flipping it right back down is Iroquois Falls. Kratz will chase after it. And now it's Roussel on the near side. 450. Flipping it out. Ouellette keeps it in. Now it's out front for St. Pierre. St. Pierre trying to get a chance. He does. That one goes wide, though. Now another chance flipped out front. St. Pierre again. Rebound is right there on Brugenhill, and he'll make the stop there.
Yeah, Brugenhill made the save, and there was players right there. He was able to get his Trapper down to hold on to it for the whistle. And as there's many players, he was able to just get up and skate out of the way, but he's a big boy, so as soon as he stands up, he's kind of head and shoulders above a bunch of the other players out on the ice.
Yeah, he's pretty tall, that's for sure. He's not the tallest goalie on the team, though. That would go to Matthew Lyon. There's another chance. Tipped on net. On the far side now. Kept in by Iroquois Falls. Ouellette flipping it around behind the net. Dianov picks it up. Battling with Brown. Lost it to Bagley. Bagley. Now on the near side, it's Dianov. Dianov. Still battling. Got it in deep. But Bagley will send it right around. And that'll go all the way down into Storm territory for McCoy to pick it up. McCoy, 4 minutes left here in the regular season for both these teams. Picking it back and going the other way was St. Pierre. Now it's picked up in the neutral zone for Ouellette. Ouellette skates it in. Ouellette leaves it for Dianov. Dianov will chip it in. Read well by Jasoni, and he picks it up. Now Jasoni with speed through the neutral zone. Jasoni, far side, near side now for Barclay. Barclay spins and throws it on net. And we see another save by Boudreau, who's now up to 57 shots against. Walking it again, make it 58, and another save off Carter Zimmer. Now Gray. Up for Burnett. Burnett will throw that one cross ice. And Zimmer will pick it up. Near side now. Going for a skate, lost it though, was Dubois. Dubois. He'll flip that one down the ice. And Gray will pick it up in his own zone. Now Burnett. Down the ice, his pass missed his target, hit Fox. And now they'll have to chase after it. Fox to the far side. Up the ice now, Dubois. Can't quite get it very far. Now as Boys carries it back in. Boys knocked off the puck. Chestnut down the ice. Good chance here for the Storm, but that'll go for offside, however, as it looked like they had something cooking there for a moment.
We have 2:32 left on the clock in this third period. Final game of the season. 4-1 is the score for the Powassan Voodoos. If they can avoid a collapse here, they'll be locking up the second place seed in the league. And it looks good for that, but I've seen stranger things happen in this league, so I won't say anything for sure.
Bagley, near side for Landry. Now it's Boys. Up for Bagley again with another shot. That one, heavy shot fired wide. In his own zone, lost it to Landry. Back out to the neutral zone. Barclay will send it right back in. We've likely seen the end of the top two lines here for the Voodoos in this game, unless things change here. Bagley. Going for a skate through the neutral zone. Bagley. He'll dump that one in. Trying to flip it back out, Iroquois Falls. Barclay trying to get around his man. Got it to Burnett. Now back to Zimmer, but he never really got it. Now Zimmer on the far side plays it back for Jasoni. Jasoni will flip it in. That's a delayed offside coming to the Voodoos as Burnett plays it. And we'll get an offside here with 1:34 left. So one thing we do know, excuse me, pardon me, oh my goodness, everything bad's just happening right now. We do know where the bottom four teams will finish. Like we know Kirkland Lake is going to play Sudbury. So if the Voodoos, who will likely finish second, will open up the playoffs against the Sioux Eagles here next Friday at the Sportsplex. And then it just is a matter of where Hearst finishes and where Timmins finishes. For the other series, as now Vrugden Hill faces another shot. His 20th of the game now. Boys. Tried to flip it out front. Getting up to the final minute. After a bit of a shaky start perhaps for Vrugden Hill, he's now turned it around. And both goaltenders really stole the show here today.
Yeah, I think regardless of the score or the outcome, I think Boudreau deserves a star in this mention.
Barclay down the ice. Barclay with a shot. 59th shot on goal. 35 seconds on the clock. Back in deep. Landry comes around for Zimmer. Zimmer got it to Brown. He sends it back in. Barclay back to Brown. Brown to the far side for Bagley to Brown. Brown takes a shot. That one's off a body and goes wide. Now it's Barclay. Back for Bagley. Bagley in his own zone with 15 seconds left. Bagley. He'll cut and go down the ice. He'll just flip that one in. And that'll do it here. The Voodoos will finish second in the NOJHL with a victory here, up 4-1 on the Iroquois Falls Storm. They score on a last-second goal, making it 5-1. As it looks like Raphael Landry will get it, his fourth of the season.
scoring with 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Not even the closest to the buzzer in this game that we've seen. But the Voodoos come away with a commanding 5-1 lead.
Big 5-1 game. It was 1-1 at the start of this third period.
Yeah.
And the Voodoos ended up getting 60 shots on goal.
I would suspect that Boudreau thought this game was over. There wasn't going to be another shot on him. And he wasn't, I would suspect he would have had that if it had been earlier in the game.
Yep.
But
big win there. Dylan Roussel officially ties Spencer Horgan for the lead in goals by a defenseman. Keep in mind, Dylan Roussel is 17.
Yeah, that's a solid stat in the conversation about Rookie of the Year.
Boudreau and Bagley are getting a picture at center ice now. And the Storm see their season end here at the Powassan Sportsplex as each player starts to embrace each other.
And Kupla is going down to meet up with a couple of his former teammates, and many of the Voodoos are going over to congratulate Boudreau on his game, including both goaltenders.
And Heath Bradley. It's the closest to losing a playoff series that the Storm are going to come to. So we see a few Voodoos players going around and talking to a lot of the Storm players. Yeah. Again, this is the last time you'll see the Storm team together as is. A lot of players might move on, players age out.
Yeah, aging out, moving on to different leagues. And
Kupel now getting a couple of shots at center ice with his former mates. Pereira talking to Boudreau as well. Vrugden Hill coming to center ice along with Saginaw. We'll just hear who the three stars are momentarily. Bruce Gray also going over. You got to remember, he started the season with the Storm before a late Christmas trade to Espanola, where he only played 2 games before being moved to Powassan. Vrugden Hill going off. Now Saginaw going to get a couple of shots with the 2 Logans.
And Boudreau going over to shake Peter Goulet's hand. And I only see 2 Voodoos standing there in the lines for the 5 stars.
The third star from Iroquois Falls, number 35, Nathan Boudreau.
Boudreau being named third star like we figured he would.
The second star for the Powassan Voodoos, number 27.
Dylan Roussel getting the second star.
And the first star for the Powassan Voodoos, number 10,
And Caleb Dawson getting first star here on the finale of the regular season. So the Voodoos will start the playoffs on Friday against the Sioux Eagles. Game 1 here, and Game 2 will be on Saturday. Then the series will shift to Sioux, Michigan for Games 3 and 4 during the week next week. So the Voodoos will play here at home on the weekend and then go on the road next week. Ben, your final thoughts here on the regular season?
Man, Boudreau made the Voodoos earn this one. There was, this game could have been way bigger numbers had it been against a lesser goalie.
Could have been for sure. He was unbelievable in this one, turning aside 55 shots for making 55 saves on 60 shots, really. So unbelievable play. Second seed in the NOJHL for the Powassan Voodoos, and they'll face the Sioux Eagles next week. So again, Friday, Game 1. Saturday, Game 2. Here at the Powassan Sportsplex, we'll have it for you. And I'll just give you an update on the other games in the league right now. Just so that way we can cover all our bases, and then we'll bid you adieu. So, in the NOJHL right now, the Paper Kings beating the Rock 6-3, and the Lumberjacks beating the Rapids 10-4, and the Thunderbirds holding on to beat the Eagles 4-3. So with the loss, Timmins will slip to 4th, and Hearst will slip to 3rd. So it'll be the Sudbury Cubs facing the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners, the Voodoos facing the Sioux Eagles, the Hearst Lumberjacks will face the Espanola Paper Kings, and the Timmins Rock will have to make a long trip to play the Sioux Thunderbirds. those are your first round of the playoffs. And we'll have to see how things shake out after that. He's Ben, I'm Courtney, and again, cameraman Mike Brown. We'll see you when the playoffs start next Friday.
Happy birthday, Mike.